then and now and the future. And I'm most interested actually not in the kind of sort of fluffy emotional thing. I want to see an action plan. Yeah. Post today, I want to understand what are these constructive things that we will all do. Perhaps not as a big group of 200 odd. Perhaps there'll be multiple sort of networks and groups that will move into actual work in order to change this landscape that we're so passionate about. And I think just to end a bit, I want to recognize the artists that are in this room, because without you and without your work, there is no reason for any of us to be doing what we're doing. So if you would join me to really celebrate the artists and their precious work moving ahead. Thank you.
Thanks. Great words first up, although I'm a little disappointed that you don't want the fluffy and emotional. I was sort of counting on that, you know, tugging at the heartstrings. Too bad, anyway. Much to speak about. I'd like to call on Australian artist and theatre maker Rosie Dennis. She's now at Urban Theatre Projects. Rosie created a really beautiful show for us last year in Canberra, for the centenary of Canberra. It was all about kids falling through the cracks in the welfare system, and nobody thinks about that in terms of our national capital. And so we really were trying to draw on artists that could give us something about the unknown bits of Canberra, and they really did marvellous research, and I guess that kind of show may well be more important in the future, again, after last night. Rosie was part of the Green International Exchange discussion, and let's hear from Rosie.
Thank you. I just jotted down a couple of things.
Do you want to lean? Do you want to lean on? Oh, you're right. No, you look better there. That's good.
I'll just go as is. I think it was a really interesting panel to be part of, and when we met before to kind of talk through what we were all going to talk about, I remember Judith Knight and Ang Harrod both said, there'll probably only be about 20 people in the room to talk about, you know, how we do things more green. And I think we were all really pleasantly surprised that there was probably, Judith, 50 or 60 people who wanted to kind of be part of the conversation about how we bring a certain mindfulness, green, being more aware of the environment, to all of our arts practice. And it's kind of an interesting, and also the word hypocritical came up a couple of times, conversation to have when we're at an international exchange like IETM, where so many people have flown from Europe and from Asia to be here. So how do you kind of reconcile that? I've gotten a bit nervous midway. That's weird. Normally you become more comfortable when you're up here.